Disney's Contemporary Resort is one of Walt Disney World's deluxe hotels that transports you to another time in Walt Disney World history and is right at the heart of the magic. But should it be your next hotel choice when visiting Florida? Today we're sharing the reasons why you should choose Disney's Contemporary Resort for your next vacation. Joining me for this conversation includes Rhino.
Hello.
And Dreams Unlimited travel agent Hannah Anderson.
Hi.
Before we jump too far into this conversation, I want to remind you about Dreams Unlimited Travel. If you like our content, you want to support us, book a vacation through Dreams Unlimited Travel. It costs you no extra money, and you get the support of a great Dreams Unlimited travel agent. So head over to dreamsunlimitedtravel.com today for a free, no-obligation quote. This is also brought to you by our Patreon supporters. If you want exclusive content from our DIS team, head over to patreon.com/DIS Unlimited. Now, please take a second to hit the thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit the bell so you get notified when we release new videos. But recently, we had a room at Disney's Contemporary Resort, and we're excited to share our thoughts on the hotel. It opened back in 1971, if you can believe it or not, and it's themed to a lot of things, I feel like is the easiest way to say it. It's a big A-frame hotel. That means it looks like an A if you look at it in the right way. It's absolutely iconic, and it feels like a retro throwback when you walk into that lobby. Then you move up to the fourth floor, that Grand Canyon Concourse, and it just blends the old and new Walt Disney World together so much, whereas once you get into the incredible rooms at the resort, pun intended, it feels very much modern. Now, Disney's Contemporary Resort is just steps away from Magic Kingdom, and it's also on the monorail line with Disney's Polynesian Village Resort and Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. This hotel boasts over, stick with me here, 600 rooms, believe it or not. It has multiple restaurants, and it's very expensive. So basically expect rooms to be somewhere between $500 to $1,000 a night, depending on the room type and view. Very expensive. So, hey, everyone.
Hey.
Before we went into this little stay at Disney's Contemporary Resort, what do we think about the Contemporary Resort? What were preconceived notions going into it?
I mean, for me, it's the idea of it being. I feel like, I mean, it is. It's not really it's that it's a signature, one of their like iconic hotels here in Florida. You know, I don't know. It feels too rich for my blood is the thought I'm having in my head, which is definitely true after you just said the hotel prices and stuff. But
yeah, you know, lots of stuff costs money.
I don't know if I had a lot of preconceived thoughts on it other than like, I'll never be able to afford to stay here.
Well, you need to start dreaming big, princess.
I guess so, yeah.
So, Hannah?
Okay, I don't know how to come back from that, but so I do go to the Contemporary a lot just to eat. I have not stayed at the Contemporary since it's been a very long time. Actually, I can tell you how long ago it was. It was in the Garden Wing, which is now where Bay Lake Tower is. So I've not stayed there in a long time. They recently, remodeled the resort. The rooms have an Incredibles theme, and the lobby is more of kind of that, like, it has that 1970s vibe. It has like a lot of.
This is a preconceived notion, or are you just describing the hotel?
Oh yeah, sorry.
But
no,
doing a great job
so
of repeating everything I've already said.
no, I did not. You did not mention any of those things. Okay, so there are nods to Mary Blair, my girl, my favorite Imagineer ever. And so I really like what they've done with the resort. I have kind of wondered though, for the price point, would I want to stay there? Like the close proximity is great, but I just, so I was kind of curious. The Contemporary is not, Polynesian's my favorite.
No.
So Contemporary is not high on my list because I'm like, if I'm going to stay on the monorail, I'm going to stay the Polynesian. I'm not going to stay the Contemporary.
No.
Prove me wrong.
No.
I like the preconceived notion idea. I think what I'll do in the future is word association. So elegance. Future, technology.
I actually like that.
Yeah, so I'm like, because as Hannah was talking, I'm thinking in my head where I was like, what do I think of when you say the Contemporary? Whether it was true or not is one thing, and I think to myself, it does. There is like a lore or like a this the perceived idea is supposed to be that this I think was supposed to be like the edgy, cutting edge hotel, right? Like when it was built or something. So mentally, the monorail goes through it, and I think to myself, future. Something, I don't know.
Yep. I like it. Word association.
Yeah.
You've got, it's elevator pitches. So
Yeah.
as you're climbing that elevator up 15 floors to California Grill, getting that spectacular view of fireworks, you're like, pitch me this hotel in that amount of time. Go. Elegance. Beauty.
Grace.
Grace.
She's Miss United States.
Exactly. Okay. You got it.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yes.
Beauty and she's Grace.
Well, I appreciate all those preconceived notions on it, and
I don't think you do, but
Even
it's
if
okay.
Hannah's was just descriptions.
Listen, you did not mention the remodel and the nods to they have concept art in the lobby now.
I don't know that those would fall under preconceived notions.
Well, it's changed my preconceived
Okay,
notions.
well let me go.
okay.
Let me go back then, and I'll redo
All right.
it. Where
No,
I say,
please don't. Let's move
this-
forward. I did a great job.
This A-frame hotel is iconic and feels like a retro throwback when you walk into the lobby. The Grand Canyon Concourse blends old and new Walt Disney
Yeah,
World.
and what's the
where
feature of the Grand Canyon
incredible
Concourse?
rooms
Huh?
are
What is
very
it?
much modern.
You talk about the five-legged goat? Are you going to talk about it?
We don't have to get into specifics yet. That's
People
where
love
we get
that
in with
goat.
the review.
Fine, okay.
Oh my goodness, you're in one of those moods now, huh?
Yeah, I am.
You're feeling
You
spicy.
poke the bear.
Go on. Go on.
Are we? Oh, I don't know. We're talking
Elegance.
Right.
Future.
Okay. My preconceived notions about it for
No one
this
asked.
particular stay. I have been lucky enough to stay here over the years a couple times. I feel like for me the Contemporary was probably the same way many others felt like it, where when you see it for the first time, whether you're riding through the monorail on it or you are taking a ferry boat to Magic Kingdom and you see it off to the side, you're like, what is that oasis off in the distance? And it's like, well, that's the Contemporary, dear boy. And that's how I always felt about it. It was this it's a mystical magic place.
Yeah.
It was this beacon. It was a beacon of magic, if
Wow.
you might say
Sell
so
it.
yourself. Yes. And so there was no reason for my family to go there for a while on those first couple vacations we took. But then we found reasons. Like I remember the first time I got to eat up in California Grill, and it was like, whoa, my parents took us to a restaurant that we are probably way too young to be eating at.
Oh, that's cool.
I used to have a pretty basic palate, and
Would you order?
I would have probably been like a plain hamburger at that point in time, where it's like, they probably everything would have been cheaper there, but it would have been like, oh well, why don't you try the sushi? No, have the plain hamburger instead.
so good.
But then down in the Grand Concourse before that really changed up in a bigger way. Like my favorite memory with my family on a vacation was doing a very, very late dinner at what was the Concourse Steakhouse back down there for a while before Contempo Cafe. An excellent restaurant, I think we would all agree, was before that kind of kicked it out and changed it all up. So the Contemporary was this place where I always looked forward to one day staying there, and then I finally got to when for a birthday trip, my sister and I decided to stay at Contemporary, and so we got a room and we booked the Polynesian luau. Don't ask us how to book that. Yikes!
Yeah,
Not-
that was for the best. I got to be honest.
What's that?
That was for the best. I did not enjoy
Yeah,
Luau.
it wasn't great, but this was,
No.
I had already turned 21, so I was so excited to go to the luau, do that for the first time,
beverages.
unlimited that, I got a lapu lapu, I got one of the, I still have it, I keep my change in it, it was like the coconut head. That it's a carved coconut. So,
the clear glass one or no?
No. This was an actual coconut where the top was off and it's connected with string, and so it's flapping. And I put all my change in there, and
cool. I don't think I remember
yeah,
that.
no, it's very well. This would have been Oh man, how old am I? This would have probably been like 2009, 2010, 2011, somewhere in that time frame. So pretty old in that way. And I stayed there, and we stayed in a tower, with an actual tower, and it was a water view room, so it was facing more like Fort Wilderness. But that was okay. It was just the fact that finally got to stay there, and that view is still beautiful and gorgeous looking out that way. The rooms were massive because we stayed in Polynesian at one point in time, and when I was younger, and then staying in there, I'm like, why is this so big? And then it's the reminder, well, it was built in, like technically it was fabricated, put together right around 1970 and inserted in 71. So it was a different time. They actually cared about size in that way. And the rooms felt so elegant and fancy back then. And so I've just always been enamored with it. And I stayed there again multiple times through the years. I stayed there. It was the first hotel I think I stayed at after the pandemic happened, and once everything reopened, it was I either stayed at Polynesian first or Contemporary. It was one of the two, but it was my first time staying in a garden view room from there, one of the garden wing rooms, and so I thought that those were super nice too.
Those.
I do like them. I like them. Yeah, I like they have their own little dedicated parking lot off to the side, and I don't mind them in that way. But I was super excited for this one because of the fact that for this review that Jackie, I wish she was here with us because she spent most of the time in the room. But, John went all out for her with a theme park view room in the tower looking right out at Magic Kingdom. And not only that, it was our first chance to actually see the Incredibles rooms for a lot of us that were there for it. And so that was very exciting because I've just been waiting to see those rooms since they've been redone. And, we finally got there. But let's actually jump into the reasons why you should stay there. And Hannah, you're going to enjoy this one because I feel like I'm teeing this up for you.
All right.
The first reason I think why you should stay at Disney's Contemporary Resort is the history that you find riddled throughout the resort.
There you go.
What are some of your favorite examples of history in the resort, Hannah?
I finally get to talk about this. Hey, actually, I have a personal one.
Oh, Rhino, how do you feel about the goat? How do you feel about the goat, Rhino?
Does it have 5 legs?
The 5-leg goat, yeah.
Well, then I'm in.
Okay.
Back to me. Cut to me. So cool fun fact about me. My great-grandfather was help open the Contemporary back on opening day. So that, I have a personal tie to it. But, with the remodel that I mentioned, in the lobby, they have concept art from when they were designing the resort. They have an homage to Mary Blair, who was an Imagineer who helped with It's a Small World and lots of classic Disney animation. And she also has that very awesome, it's made out of tile, it's in the Grand Concourse, that mural that has that 5-legged goat that I alluded to. Be on the lookout for it. It does have kind of that early 70s feel to it, with the addition of Steakhouse 71. Same thing, that hallway into the restaurant has got black and white pictures from the opening of Walt Disney World. So it is kind of what Disney has done with Tomorrowland, where it's it was futuristic, but then now it's also kind of like a callback to that space race time period where, it was the future that never was, kind of.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, and it falls in that post-space race where, it was still happening, but it just wasn't as exciting anymore. But people were still moving on. There's still a classiness to it. I completely agree with a lot of the details you pointed out, or what makes this resort stand out to me so much. But I also I will never get sick of the Grand Canyon Concourse, the Mary Blair murals. These are just astounding. It is I know people have been afraid over the years that if there's ever rumors about redoing the Contemporary, losing them, I don't think that could ever happen at this point. Yes, they will need to be probably refurbed, repaired at some point in time, and I hope it's done with grace and a lot of care. But you step in there and it might not make any sense anymore with the rest of the hotel, especially the Incredibles parts of it, but it doesn't matter. It is just like it's an instant snap back into a different era of Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
And it's living history still. And like, I mean, just the fact, the way that hotel was designed, that massive A-frame, anytime you come up those escalators to the 4th floor and you reach that point where you look up and just see how massive it all is, like it takes my breath away still all these years later. It's even if it's, I visit a couple times a month, once you still go up there, like this is the coolest space.
Yeah.
That I personally think in Walt Disney World. And you know, there's other ones I like just as much, if not more, like Wilderness Lodge's lobby area, but there's something about Contemporary that's like just has that wow
so
factor.
Grand, you know, the
Yeah.
thing. It kind of makes you feel like a little kid. It always makes me think of like Home Alone. Like I don't know why. It's like
Oh, you're like
that-
showing up the plaza.
You feel like a little kid, and then it's a big hotel. Yeah, and it just has that very. That's that elegant part of it, I guess.
And I am. We'll talk about the Incredibles rooms in a second. I'm just kind of. I am bummed that they couldn't have somehow used something else for that part of its remodel and updating, because to me this resort is like the equivalent of the Disneyland hotel at the Disneyland resort.
Yeah,
and
that's a good point.
That hotel has really sunk itself into the nostalgia of Disneyland and is trying to capture that time period, trying to capture that energy. And I think they do an excellent job at it there. And Contemporary, I feel like there's moments and glimpses of perfection with that. But then there's also the parts that snap you right back out of it. But also, it's kind of hard to say that, too, because when you factor in the history, like the pool area for me, it's underwhelming. I mean, minus having a beautiful view of the building and, you know, kind of being able to see the lake off in the distance. Like, it's cool for that, but
it's not a great pool. I don't think it is. And I feel like even if it was Incredibles themed, would be an improvement.
Yes.
Or I mean, if they just went more with that like early 70s kind of
not worthy
mid-century
of the resort, right?
No,
Like, yeah.
it's not. It's a big pool, you know, which back in the day was very cool. Like to have a massive resort style in-ground pool, it just needs a little Disney touch.
That's exactly what I was trying to get at with it. It just needs that little something else that connects it to the resort, that connects it to the history in the past. That the whole area right outside when you're going to the pool area, it just feels like there's so much space there that isn't used for anything. And there's a lot of like plant life and such there. But I don't know, it feels like there's opportunities to extend what's happening inside that lobby area outside and really tie it in to that early 70s feel like you're talking about.
Hey, I mentioned history, but we didn't talk about Richard. We didn't mention the Richard Nixon connection to the resort.
Okay, do your best impression right now.
No, we'll see. I'll warm up to it. So Richard Nixon gave his "I'm Not a Crook" speech in the convention ballrooms in the Contemporary. So very cool.
And
some history has happened there.
How did that go?
I'm not a crook.
Oh, okay.
That was the best I got. Thank you.
That one was rough. Ryan, let's try you.
You go.
I'm not a crook.
Okay,
you started to get there though. There, you're getting closer.
You gotta shake your jowls when you do it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do
your hands.
can't do the
yeah.
wobble.
No, it's
You got jowls.
I'm not a crook.
There you go. It's all in the jowls.
Well, that
Okay.
feels offensive. Should we check in on Richard Nixon's estate to make sure he's okay with this?
I think they're fine.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be okay with it. Yes, that is a part of the history too. I've been lucky enough to I think we attempted to record a podcast maybe in that room at one point in time.
Nice.
I can never remember.
Okay,
But
that's
yes,
pretty cool.
there's history. History everywhere in that resort, and it's definitely a reason why we think you should stay. But I do need to say the history, as we already said, does not extend to the rooms because they were redone to be themed to the Incredibles. And rather than, of course, tell you all about it, why don't we let Rhino take us on a little room tour?
Hey there, everybody. Come on in. We're going to take a look at this theme park view room here at Disney's Contemporary Resort. Yeah, I said it weird because you know what? I wasn't sure I was saying it correctly. Well, we're going to start with the bathroom. Actually, you know what? Why would we start in the bathroom when we can start right here at the closet? I did come out of one of these at one point in my life, but it didn't have as cool of costumes inside of it. I really like this. It's a nice touch here because if you're not familiar, as you're going to see in a second, these rooms are lightly themed around the Incredibles. So I just think this is like something I would do at my house. Like, I mean, it might not be Incredibles, it might be Power Rangers, but it would be whatever. I like the idea. I like this fella right here. Drawers for days with stuff already jam-packed in it. That didn't come with the room, we did that ourselves. Up here you got your extra pillow blanket, the hair dryer hiding out over here, but guess what? A steamer! Better than an iron. Everyone, you know, it's 2024. We've moved on from the iron game and we're on to the steaming game because you know what? There isn't an iron and there isn't an iron board. So you gotta steam everything here. There you go, the more you know. Well, I'm gonna go in this bathroom right here. Oh, you want me to show you the other closet? My God, needy. I think you're gonna have to come around here because guess what? There's a little surprise. Boom, a mirror, full length. It's hidden. So on those days where you're not feeling real good about yourself, guess what you don't have to look at? Yourself. There's a safe in here. I do like that there's these nice like big shelves. This is a fairly, you know, standard size safe. You could fit your laptop in there and everything. Another little area here. Some more drawers. Some more drawers, as people say. That's my backpack. Don't talk about it. Lots of shelf space. Got yourself an area for cups, etc. Snacks, whatever. I assume that's what that's supposed to be used for. A little ice bucket. The world's smallest ice bucket I've ever seen at a hotel. The Keurig cup here. The Keurig single serve machine here. I want one of these for the studio. Please note it. And in here, I'm going to say it because Craig already pointed it out to me. There's only one green tea in here. I'd have it be all green tea. So I'll say it every single video. Every single video. Guess what's underneath there? A refrigerator, and it's one of those fancy see-through kind. Isn't that nice? Well, guess what? Corey Martin was here earlier and tried to tell me what side you open it from, and I still pulled at the wrong side. It's okay. It's decent size. Get a couple beers in there if you need to. Come on in. Let's check out this bathroom. It's my new apartment. You got yourself a barn door that doesn't lock here. You'll see. Wow. Wasn't that nice? The sink here, what's kind of cool is that on this they have the monorail going around here, the symbol coming through the Contemporary. You got your standard little shavy light. Oh, that's not very bright. That's not very bright at all, and I don't care for the yellow light. Oh, too magnified. This little guy, the fanciest little product display I've ever seen. I miss the days of the H2Os here. I will say, happy there's a bar of soap. The last time I was in a hotel, there was no bar of soap. Right down in front here, you got the little towel racks, which I think are pretty nice because that's where you can put the other, you know, the little face cloth, whatever you need to do here. For the dirties, underneath you got more towels. My gosh, look how deep this shower is. This is a big shower. It comes down here. What I like is it's kind of the rain, not quite the rain shower, you know, but it's like got the big spray head there, and then it's the removable fella here. I can't stress this enough. I love it. I really like having these. I used to have one in my apartment, and when they remodeled it, they took it away, and I've never been the same. I'm climbing in. Deep. If I don't come back, somebody check on my dogs. Okay, I am 5'10", about 5'10", let's not talk about it. And so there is still plenty of space. I think Craig Williams could sit down in here and still have his feet going. Honestly, this is nicer than I thought it was going to be. I like this little ledge right here. Perfect for a little wine glass or toiletries or, you know, I don't know. Ugh. The only thing that might be difficult for some people here is be careful of this bar, and it's a pretty big step up and over. So people with like mobility issues are probably going to have to double check that on your reservation. But look at this guy. You ever seen something like this? Look at this. 2 barn doors. One wasn't enough. We got a second. I really like this print of Jack here. This is fun. All of his powers, which is really cool. Actually, like really, really like this. And then also the towel racks are in here. So if someone's going in here, make sure your towel's out there. I wouldn't want it anywhere near where the toilet is anyways because I'm a germaphobe. Somebody flushes once with the toilet seat up, it's everywhere. I don't care. Throw away your toothbrushes, get rid of everything. All right, let's go into the room. Come on. Hold on, I'm a little winded from all that climbing. Let me take a seat. Whew, that was good. I needed the rest. You got plenty of space right here, I think, for some luggage. A small child, perhaps. I don't know. This area here, I asked Craig when I walked in, what do you think it's for? He said his bag. I said it would be a nice place to sit and think about the day. Either way. You're going to notice already there's 4 outlets right there, which is great. Right next to this tiny little desk for a short person. Or, you know, child maybe. It's got a little stool that comes out here. You can either use it for your feet maybe on the couch, or you can do so you can get some work done. Right here. Ow! I banged my knee. Or you can sit here. Done working for the day. Well, I hurt my knee again getting up. Great. This place is a death trap. Here you are. The room. All right, first things first. This pillows. I know they look like fabric. Pleather. For all the pleather heads out there. I like this. First impression of the general room, I'm going to say here. I feel like it could use one more like pop of color. I was suggesting that this blue from the pillow be here on the white above this line here. It's not like I hate it. I just feel like it's missing like one more pow. But one of the things I really like, 2 queen beds in here. It's got plenty of space on this side where you can put luggage. There's a little end table and everybody's got one. So this one here, 2 outlets and then 2 USB chargers. I legit want to get one of these for my house because like this is off the floor, so it kind of like takes away the need for like a nightstand or anything, and then you've got more space. You know, the dogs can curl up under there, whatever. Put your luggage under there, and then you got yourself 2 more outlets, 2 more USB chargers, a big old drawer. I think they call this a telephone. I do like this lampshade right here. It's nice. Can't put it on your head, but you can look at it. We got ourselves a Bible, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what else is underneath this.
Okay.
New math for life.
Okay.
Cookie, num num cookie. Take out trash, learn new math, call Rick D back. Buy more cookies, stop the underminer research adolescence, ask E to babysit, go bowling with Lucius, and take Incredible for 2 nights. Ask E to babysit. Edna. And the baby is gone. Edna, speaking of her, right here. Drawer doesn't want to. Didn't know we were in the haunted. So we got an extra guest here. But guess what? This sleeps 5, so it's perfect. There's plenty of space. I'm just going to leave it there and open. That's not my problem. I'm not staying in this room. Sorry, Jackie. So the rug, too, is something I wanted to point out because I like this idea where it's like not completely just like plain, you know, tiled floor, wood floor, whatever. And this rug is actually like a nice design that's very fitting of the room here. And I like it so your feet can come down on the thing. Although I wear socks in a hotel room because, also, I've not really seen a flooring like this in a hotel yet, in one of the Disney hotels. It's usually like the wood paneling or that like faux wood paneling or something. So that's interesting. Oh boy, my knee sure does hurt. I'm gonna sit here for a second. You know what? Let's get out the old back roller. It's just a pillow, but I think after you've done some shups, that's short for push-ups, you could put this down on the ground and do that thing that I see much more fit people than me do on the internet where they roll back and forth on it. I think it's supposed to help. I'm not a doctor. Clearly, you know this. What a big couch. You know what I like about it? One, it's curved, and you got a table over there, which is cool, but also, it's another bed for your least favorite member of the family so they don't have to sleep in the nice one, or somebody who just wants to stay away from here. It's all buckled. Do you want me to unbuckle it? Nah. I'm going to lay on it, though. How about this? Give you one of these. One of these guys. Don't judge my body. Hey, what's up? Oh. Sleep. I do one of these. It's not good for the hips. Don't do it. But it's so my tattoo stays elevated. Oh, it's not good for the neck either. I think it's a decorative pillow, but who knows? Quick and easy. Back to the couch. I'd just sleep on the couch. Here we go. Oh man, what to do on this Disney day? See, it's perfect for thinking. Over here, you got yourself a nice big long table, and then right behind it here, you're going to see that scary Alexa. Ooh, did it hear her name? But I think
Hey Disney.
it's Hey Disney. It's not listening to me though. So, it's on mute, I believe. So there you go. Hey Disney, how are you today?
I'm feeling a bit blue today.
You feeling a
I
bit?
came back from Batu and got some of that blue milk. Couldn't taste it, but the colors are great.
What's that mean?
I hated every second of that. He's feeling blue today because he went to Batu and got the blue milk, and there are flavors in it or something. I didn't hear what it said. Man, AI, what a dark future we're looking forward. There's more outlets over here. Obviously, our friend, I'm going to mute it, Disney there is taking up one, and then there's 2 more USB. And then what's great is there's another one down there by that lamp. This touch lamp. Look. Gosh. This was really where we peaked as a society, I think, was touch lamps. Like, what's up with that? Why don't we? Okay, sorry, I'm entertaining myself. More touches of The Incredibles are right here in this sham. I don't know what these are called. Sham, curtains, whatever. I don't think it's a sham. I mean, maybe it is, but these are definitely The Incredibles. So there's the whole family. You've got dad, mom, child 1, child 2, and child 3.
Violet.
I know their names. I know their names. Bob. Is it Bob? Yeah. I don't know what Mrs. Incredible's name is. I can't remember that. Hold on. What is it?
Elastigirl.
Yeah, Elastigirl. There you go. I think that was her maiden name. And then the actual curtain. Let me show you here. I'm saving the big reveal for last. Oh, it got real dark in here, emotionally. And it's got like the monorail. And there's Elastigirl, Mr. Incredible over there. Didn't have to change. Frozone where?
All the way over.
On this side?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there he is. Oh, that's the line running through here. Which Craig also thinks that the gold lining around the room, it has like the blue light underneath. He thinks that, or blue line, not blue light. He thinks that's kind of maybe like metaphorically representative of Frozone. And then on this side of the bed, you've got another one of those really nifty and really useful side tables. I really do want to look at one of these, but you know, more outlets, more things. This is great because in this day and age when you need to be charging that phone for using your Disney Genie or Disney app or whatever, it's like, I need outlets, baby. I do like the little built-in reading lamps are nice too. Hey, you know what? This view ain't that bad. Should we go out here? I'm afraid of heights. But to watch the fireworks out here, you betcha I'd sit in fear. Oh God, I just got so scared because you bumped that chair. Oh God. Oh my God, this metal chair is so hot right now. I am worried it is burning a design into my skin. So maybe don't sit on them. Maybe bring them inside for a hot second before you sit on it. But geez Louise, what a view. What a view. Over there you've got hotel. That's another hotel. That's a castle. That looks like a giant marshmallow. You know, name them whatever you want. This is nice though. It's nice. I like it. There's a lot of space. I don't really have a lot of experience with the Contemporary, so this is a cool. I can't even remember what they used to look like, honestly. I also wanted to point out, I forgot, on the back wall here behind the TV, there's a splash of masks. Also, this has that accent lighting behind it, this like black panel back here, which is cool. I like that at night too when you're like going to bed. I feel like it adds a nice little extra to the room. Like you've got the recessed lighting up there as well, which is cool. So, which bed will I jump on? I think I'm going to go with Frozone. Get these rat towels out of here. Sorry, I'll pick them up. And here we go. I'm thinking about it. There's a leather pillow here. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, I could see myself being comfortable here. Bed is soft. It is, yeah. I could get a real good nap in on here, I think. It's like that sort of, I don't want to say sunken in or like broken in, but it feels very welcoming to the body. You're welcome. I hope you enjoyed this room tour.
No, the bunk bed.
You want me to do the bunk bed? You want me to check underneath? Well, hopefully, because of the carpet, it'll be easier to do this. All right, here's the test. We always want to make sure, can it fit luggage? If you can fit a body, you can fit a luggage. Here we go, we're going under. Oh, God. Maybe I was supposed to be a mechanic. I would love it if we could get some wheels to shuffle me in here. This one is tough. I'm not getting out of here. Okay.
It's roomier than normal.
I will say this. It is giving me a little bit of coffin vibes, and I'm starting to realize I have a fear I didn't know I had. But it does feel cleaner under here than it did the last time I did one of these. I'm going to say that, with full confidence. Oh, no. I think I untied this sham over here. I'm going to keep calling everything a sham. Yeah. I don't know if I could fit my luggage under here, though. I know I just said that, but I have like a big one, the full-size one. I'm not 100% sure because right here in the middle, it goes a little bit lower than the rest of the bed, but I could definitely get the carry-on under here. All right, time to start the slow crawl out of here. I couldn't roll over, that's for sure. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Man, that view, I know Jackie loved it. She loved watching fireworks. Our opinion was, it was a little far to the left. It was a convention center roof view room more than a theme park view room.
I don't know. It was pretty good.
It's
was
good.
pretty, for the price point. I get it, but that view's pretty dang good.
Oh, it's still good, but yeah, it's not. Try to get as close to Magic Kingdom as possible if you have that leverage when you're checking in, and you can really argue for it. But yeah, I think the rooms, for me, I was probably the biggest fan of them in our group. I think I enjoyed them more. I think Rhino was probably at the bottom, where he's just like, he really focused on, he's like, I want more blue.
The coloring was just a little off. It was
it's
just
a little stark. I agree with you.
I don't know. I was also in my I just came back from Pixar Hotel, and those rooms are so deep blue that I was just like, oh, this is that was an oversaturated room, and this was an undersaturated room.
That is very true. You went to something. You went from something that was themed perfectly to then something that felt like it was right before they figured out that magic recipe for how to make the rooms as good as possible again. But it does work because, as we argued while we were sitting in the room, that The Incredibles is supposed to take place in the early 60s. So it still is capturing that time period. Maybe a little bit, obviously a little bit before the contemporaries time period, but still fills in fine enough in terms of trying to find something that matches that era. And yeah, the rooms... something about the color scheme now and the furniture they chose, it does make the tower rooms feel smaller than I feel like they used to before, but I know Rhino had never stayed in contemporary, so he doesn't have experience with that. And so that's my minor thing, but I don't know. I'm also getting older. Everything, when you're younger, everything feels larger and doesn't always translate once you get older, but yeah, I don't know. I would be happy to stay in one of these rooms again.
Yeah, I thought the details were cool. I love their details. Their incredible suits hanging up in the closet. That was very cute. I'm a big fan of Edna Mode, just like Teresa, so I thought that was great. I don't know, but it wasn't. But it kind of matches a lot of the resort, the resort is kind of stark. Like it isn't cozy. It isn't warm tone. So it does match that. I was surprised, having never been in one of those rooms. Like, those balconies kind of freak me out a little bit. Like, 'cause you're just, and I'm normally not that person who's like afraid of heights. And we weren't on one of the higher floors, but if you were like all the way up there, I even thought about, like, especially with a kid, like, I mean, I don't think it's dangerous. It would have freaked me out. I'm going to be honest. It would freak me out.
It freaks me out too. No, it freaks me out. I mean, there are real Elsa moments that can happen out on that balcony. Like, you can just swing open those doors and let it go. But it is intimidating.
Did you have one of those moments?
What?
Did you have an Elsa moment when you were
what?
there?
Sorry, the headphones are cutting out. I can't. I can't answer
Which
that.
means he did.
No.
And also that view, like, I will say, even though the balcony freaked me out, the idea of having a little kid there, that is one of the nice things. If you have a little kid and they go to bed before the fireworks, you can still sit on the balcony and watch the fireworks and have that $1 million. Yeah, get you a little glass of wine, because I would.
A little Chardonnay.
No Chardonnay for me. But you can.
What's that?
She likes a red.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, real
Pinot Noir.
Pinot Noir.
Cabernet Sauvignon.
Wait, was she a great big Cabernet?
Okay,
You
I'm
betcha.
done.
I didn't realize that her earrings right now are also some sort
They are Aperol spritzes. Because 'tis the season for Aperol spritz.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well,
When in Rome.
Our second reason we think you should stay at the resort, the dining.
1971.
It's a band.
Hannah, it's funny that you mention the Stackhouse burger. Stackhouse burger?
Yeah.
Stack burger?
Yeah,
Stack burger. Ryan and I had it previously just a couple weeks back while we were
without me.
on. Well, you weren't with us. So
Yeah, you're
that
right. I
would
wasn't-
technically
yeah,
be the definition of we had it without you. It wasn't
Yep.
for a formal dining engagement. It was for a we needed
Yeah, like a
we needed a
friend
break.
engagement. I got it.
I mean, were we with friends? Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. No. So
Stacking up against us. Boom.
It was solid. Like we got lucky because we just sat at the lounge and had our burgers there. And I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the lounge, the food comes out fresher and better than it does when you're in the dining room. But it's not just about Steakhouse 71. It's about California Grill, which I know the review hasn't come out yet for it, but let's just say I think with changes, it can return to its former glory.
I am going to say this about it. Like, obviously, watch the review, listen to that review. I think what you learned on the way out, that I don't know if it made it into the review or not, I can't remember,
I think it
is the option of maybe not doing it in the
sitting
formal
at the
way
bar.
of doing the prefixes going to the bar.
Especially if you're
exactly.
staying there, because that is my beef, is that, like, if you're not staying there and you're trying to park at the Contemporary.
The beef was at Contempo Cafe.
Oh, yes, it was. No comment. But if you're staying there,
Yes,
you can
chef.
just go. Yes, chef. I'm watching that right now. You can just go down to the lounge.
I think you're recording a podcast right now.
Wait, I'm not on an episode, season 3 of
The
Bear.
five-legged goat.
Okay, we will let you talk now. We're not going to make any more jokes.
No, I'm always one who talks over, so go on with your bad self.
No, but we actually need you to finish your statement. Sorry.
So no, that is a huge perk of staying there, is that yes, you don't have to have a dining reservation to go to these restaurants, so you can go to the lounge at California Grill and order off the a la carte menu or the prefix menu, and you can also go to the lounge at Steakhouse 71 and order that delicious stack burger or the creamy grits at breakfast, because those are also fantastic.
Oh,
There's a little plug for you.
We had the grits with you. You introduced us to those grits.
Sure did.
Kiss
Your
my
life-
grits. But
Your life is better for it. You're welcome.
Yeah, it absolutely is. But beyond that, we need to continue to talk about the breadth of dining that is at the resort. I mentioned too, we mentioned different options that you can have with it. Having the lounge at Steakhouse 71, having the bar up top at California Grill that allows you a la carte dining options in that way. Yes, you do have Contempo Cafe, and I swear there is something good on that menu. We just did not have the best. We didn't have the best choices with it. But right next to it too, you have Chef Mickey's, which yes, it's expensive, but we were, it was fun. We had a good time, and the breakfast wasn't awful. I know that's not a glowing endorsement, but it's not like
you should stay for the dining. It was not awful.
No, it was good breakfast. It definitely was good breakfast, but it's also like sometimes you do look at the price and you're like, that was that expensive for breakfast.
But you
what
go
you get
for the
with
characters. You go for the classic experience. You go for the characters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then even in terms of drinking and everything too, you still have Sandbar outside by the pool too. So you have a lot there, all in that area.
And you can walk to the Magic Kingdom. Get whatever you want.
Hey, let's not jump ahead on anything like that. But no, you have just in that building, you have so much. Like you have more than some of the other resorts. And this is one of the smallest resorts at Walt Disney World because of room size, but you have all this goodness there. So I think dining, whether or not it's always a home run at it, you cannot argue with the fact that they make it that you have plenty of options while you're staying there. Right. And I think that's a huge, huge perk of it. Yes.
I agree.
We agree, Chris.
Yes, we agree.
Yeah.
I will say this: that's my knock. A lot of times at a lot of resorts is that there's yes at the door. There is no the dining. I need to be fed in a constantly. Mm-hmm. So like having those options is a real big plus.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a body like this by not eating.
Body by eating.
Body bird.
Body by burgers.
Body by burgers. The third reason why we think you should stay at Disney's Contemporary Resort, the proximity of where it is at Disney World. As Hannah wanted to keep jumping the gun on, it is just steps away from Magic Kingdom, which opens you up for so much. It opens you up for dining. It opens you up for late night rides. It opens you up for just listening to the music loop outside of the train area and the turnstiles, whatever you want to do. It's not just about Magic Kingdom, though. You've got a one rail that is going all the way through your building that you can hop on, and that one rail is going to take you to not one, not two, but three different stops. One of them is Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. One of them is Disney's Grand Floridian Resort. And one is the Ticket and Transportation Center, which will allow you to transfer and then jump on another one rail to go to Epcot. And from there, then you jump on a friendship boat and you make it all the way to Disney's Hollywood Studios. And then you jump on the Skyliner and you go all the way down to Art of Animation. And before that, in just 4 hours, you've made it from the Contemporary all the way to Art of Animation.
Wow, dreams come true. I'm booking it right now.
It's actually less than that, because that day that we did our one video where we spent the money shopping, I think we did that one in like 3 or 4 hours, and we went from Hollywood Studios to Epcot using the Skyliner, and then rode the monorail over, and we did it all in that time. And so it's even faster than that. But all jokes aside, staying at the Contemporary makes it a hub where you can get around to so many other places. And I mean, there's nothing better than staying at a place where you could essentially make it a staycation, where you're like, I'll just pop over to Polynesian for a little bit, have a disappointing lunch at Ohana, and then have
I don't know.
No, that was breakfast. Sorry, that was breakfast.
Dinner's pretty good.
We finished at lunchtime, but it was breakfast that we thought was disappointing. But I mean, hitting up Trader Sam's for a little bit, just doing anything over at Polynesian, and then looping around to the Grand Floridian, having a drink at the Rose, and there's just there's so much there for you to do. It's proximity, A+.
I would agree. I mean, really, it's like not even the monorail for me. It's being able to walk from the resort to Magic Kingdom in like 5 minutes. And the security checkpoint there is like, there's always no one there. So you can like breeze right through like that, especially now with the stroller, like game on. That's awesome. Like not having to like fold up a stroller or like, I mean, the monorail, you don't have to, but you know, it's a little bit more of a production. So for me, staying at the Contemporary, I would absolutely walk to the Magic Kingdom and then use the monorail to hop to the other resorts or go to Epcot.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you've all said. Is that Magic Kingdom? I have this thing where it's just like I dread ever going because I just hate the process of the getting in, the getting out, and it's like this hotel really more than any other hotel solves that completely and entirely.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not for me not liking the park. I love that park.
Yeah.
It also is like great because then you're like when you want to do those midday naps or you want to get out of like weather is a coming, it's easy, quick and easy to be like, okay, I can make it back to the room by now.
Yeah. And kind of piggybacking off of that, the fourth reason why I think that everyone should stay at Disney's Contemporary Resort is literally everything else that's available at the resort. And I know that seems like a cop-out, but the resort, again, has a lot going on with it.
Yeah.
You have 2 pools that are available at the resort, and while they're not the most exciting, for a resort this size, they don't need to have 2 pools there, but they do. They're making sure you have that. And the slide at the main pool is actually pretty decent. It's a good size slide. It just needs better theming all in there. The splash zone that is there is actually really, really good for kids, and I think it's a nice little addition to that pool area. They've got sandy beaches. They got sandy beaches, and that is, you know, I love the idea of like maybe you want to just dip your toes in the sand. You want to feel that warm sand, but you don't have time to go to a Florida beach. Well, you have Disney's Contemporary Resort, among other resorts there that have sandy beaches. And then you also have the option to rent a boat.
I know
Rhino loves a good pontoon.
Pontoon.
I was trying to think of a fun nickname and I can't. It's not coming to me quick enough.
Okie dokie.
But yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Pontoons, fishing. All good stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe you're too afraid to ride on your own boat, drive your own boat. Well, you can ride on one because later in the day they open up the boat service to the other resorts in that area, meaning Fort Wilderness and Wilderness Lodge. So again, talking about the proximity earlier, now you have a different form of proximity where you have 2 other incredible resorts that you'll want to visit right in that area. Ryan, I know you love a good sport. We talked about that before. They do have pickleball there, actually.
Sweet.
So,
Wow.
yeah. So further down past Bay Lake Tower, which is the DVC tower there, that's all part of it, they do have a sports court, as they call it, that includes a basketball court, and then it also has a tennis court, and they have the lines, the tennis court drawn off for pickleball, which that's
It's a big deal right now.
It's an absolutely big deal. And it's one of those things, I know some people are probably like scoffing, like, scoff. Who brings pickleball materials on vacation? Well, there are people who drive that can be like, hey, our place has a pickleball court. We're only going to the parks for 2 days, but we're staying here for a couple. Maybe we want to have that just in case. It's got a lot of amenities. And for me, I'm team boat. Let me just ride those boats around after, once it gets into the evening hours and that boat service starts, just let me take me away to a new paradise.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's like the ultimate retirement job for everybody. Like I hear that all the time. Like when I retire, I'm just going to drive the boats at Disney World. And I agree. I get that. So
but then you find out that there's not a lot of people that actually get to drive those boats. And
I guess I wouldn't even have to drive it. I'd just have to, hang out and enjoy it, right?
So you want to find a job where you just stand on the boats?
No, because they have the people that you gotta dock the boat, or you gotta tie it up, and then you gotta take.
Those are also that's part of their rotation.
Yeah,
there's like 3 people on there. Okay, sometimes the big boats, the double decker boats.
So you want to be?
I just want to ride on the boat, take the rope down.
So you want to be
tie up the boat.
boater's assistant.
Yeah, assistant to the boater. To the regional boater, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can take then I could take it over to Fort Wilderness, stop off at Hoop-Dee-Doo, come back to the Contemporary. It's a good time.
I fully support your dreams of boating one day.
Yeah.
One day.
Thank you.
Ryan, I know you were excited about the pickleball, but any of those things catch your fancy?
Oh, the renting the boat, the pontoon boat. Is it? Yeah, I'd like to do that.
I was waiting to see if you came up with any jokes, but you
No,
clearly didn't
I was
get
like,
there.
they don't call me Pontoon Polly for nothing.
Oh,
That makes
What does
no
that even
sense,
mean?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a Pollyanna? Is that where we're going?
It's fine,
Pontoon
but-
Pollyanna?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever done the fishing excursion at Disney?
I don't like fishing.
Oh.
You know, honestly,
enough
I
of
don't
it
like
in my
fishing
life.
either.
Bass.
What's that?
Catch some sweet bass.
It just feels like I'm mutilating these poor fish that
Oh,
I'm
no,
my
it's
gosh.
catch and release.
Is that where your bass came from that you had at Tiffin's?
Yeah. No, yeah, my sweet sea bass.
I kissed it.
caught.
I kissed it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, probably caught it earlier in that morning when I was
Yeah.
the assistant to the regional boater.
And I was saving it. I was seeing if anyone was going to bring it up, but
Fireworks cruise.
well,
Parasailing?
I wasn't. Did they bring back
No,
parasailing?
it's-
I don't
and
think
that's
they
for the
did.
best. Yeah, don't do
yeah.
that.
I'm too afraid that the
Parasailing's,
line
like, pretty
yeah,
dangerous,
I don't.
actually.
I don't like it. Yeah, it makes me nervous. Lots of
Yeah.
stuff
That's why
can
we
go
sent
wrong
Corey
there.
up there.
That is true.
Sorry,
that
Corey.
is true. I was specifically going to talk. You have a front row view of the electrical water pageant.
That's not my favorite view, though. Sorry.
It's not your favorite view,
Yeah. I'll give you
or you
one-
just don't
one
like the
guess.
water pageant.
Oh no, the water pageant is my favorite thing at Disney World, and I am one of those people. If they ever took it away, I would chain myself.
Yeah.
To the dragon.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Polynesian
know.
probably has the best view,
Yep.
but Contemporary still has a fantastic view. I
They
mean,
do.
anything on the waterfront has a good view of it. So, like, yeah, you can't really go wrong. But I love having
I
that.
do.
If you're there, if the kids got too tired and you had to leave and you can't stay for fireworks. You know, you at least can have a little bit of magic maybe around there if they can catch it in time. And it's just, it does need to never go away.
I agree. Question for you: when you had the water view room, could you see it from your balcony? Do you know?
We were at the luau, and I was
Oh, that's
drinking
right, of
pineapples.
Yes, the Lapu Lapu. By the way, pro tip for you guys: back scratcher is cheaper and stronger.
Back scratch up.
Back scratcher, and you get a
Watch it.
souvenir back scratcher. So
Yeah.
the more you know.
Yeah, I'm just kind of off all those drinks now. They're a little. I finally hit the.
Tiki
It's
culture
too
is
sweet.
my culture. So
It's my culture
Wow.
too. But it's when you go to other tiki bars, you start to discover how big the menus.
see,
can
you've
be.
made Oa very mad, and it's now
did.
thundering
Jeez.
outside.
Rattling in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Anyways.
afraid I won't say anything bad about back scratchers ever again. I
Okay,
promise.
thank you.
Pinky promise. No, I think there's a lot going on there that if you can't find something to make you feel like, wow, I'm happy I stayed there with all that other stuff besides the proximity, besides the dining, besides the overall vibe of the resort, then I think Contemporary is just not the place for you. But it should be. I honestly think it should be. So, final thoughts. Last chance to make your piece. Hannah, we won't interrupt you.
Now, I want to know about the
No,
goat.
I will interrupt her.
Go ahead.
How many legs does the goat have?
Well, some of them have 4.
Why does this one have 5? Is it a leg?
It is. You've
Okay.
never seen the five-legged goat
I've
in the
seen
mural?
it. I saw it. It was
All
looking at
right,
me.
all right. Go ahead, you first.
No, that's it. The end. Goat.
Okay.
I already
So are you
said
saying
it.
the
Like you're
Contemporary
saying
is the
it's the
goat?
goat?
Is it the
No,
goat?
no. The hotel is not the goat for me. The resort, excuse me.
okay,
But the goat is the goat for me. Yeah.
All
The
right, there
greatest
you go.
goat I ever seen.
One reason and one reason only to stay. I think you should stay at Disney's Contemporary Resort if you want that like stellar firework view. If you want to be able to walk to the Magic Kingdom, maybe got young kids and all they want to do is be at the Magic Kingdom day in, day out, and you're pushing that big stroller and you just need an easy way to get over there. Also, if you have any like nostalgic ties to the Contemporary and just that futuristic, I mean, just the idea that like a monorail is sweeping through the resort, like how cool is that?
There's a
There
lot
are
of
some-
magic to be had.
Yeah, there are some noise issues that do come with all that, though. It gets pretty noisy in
That's
that
true.
building.
Chef
So,
Mickey's, I think, is the culprit.
Yeah.
maybe more than the monorail. But
Well,
yeah,
when you're running a 3 Michelin star restaurant right
That
in the
is-
middle of
yes, chef.
the Grand Canyon concourse, it gets loud.
Do you think Mickey acts like the guy on the bear?
Yeah.
For
behind. Yeah.
Why do you think
Hands.
Contempo Cafe has the beef on the menu?
Do you think so? Is Goofy cousin?
Oh,
Goofy's
For
his
sure.
cousin. For sure.
Okay.
I gotta think about this now.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, get in there before someone thinks they're clever and says, "What about Muppet characters being characters from the Bear?" Because we know that's going to come
That's
soon.
always Well, we're still waiting for the
yeah.
Knives Out movie. So it's
I
fine.
know. Exactly. So I agree. Good stuff. Good resort.
Good God, let's eat.
I'll leave you with this parting wisdom. If you've never stayed at Disney's Contemporary Resort before and you're looking to stay somewhere you haven't stayed before, we absolutely recommend staying at Disney's Contemporary Resort. So that's going to do it for this special Walt Disney World review. If you're looking to book a vacation to Walt Disney World, please consider using Dreams Unlimited Travel for your upcoming vacation. For more exclusive content from the DIS team, head over to patreon.com/DISUnlimited. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the thumbs up, and leave us comments, questions, and suggestions on where to stay next. If you're listening to this, subscribe where you listen to podcasts and leave us ratings and reviews. Thanks for tuning in to this resort review. We'll be back soon to tell you more of the best ways to stay at Walt Disney World.